I just wonder, and you look at the characters in that dressing room, I love the antics in the tunnel before warmups that your team has. It just seems like that is an environment where, however you are personality-wise, like it's all welcome there. And I just wonder what role that plays in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, and that's what's really cool. Obviously, every dressing room is different, but we have a lot of personalities on our team. You guys see it in the tunnel, but it goes on before the tunnel. It goes on, on the flights. It goes on at the hotel, like anything. In the group chat, it's just a really fun team to be a part of.
So Pierre-Luc, a few weeks ago, we were over in Italy during the European version of this, and we sat down with Rasmus Sandin, and one of the questions we asked him was, did you take any memorabilia from the Ovi chase for $8.95? And he's like, oh yeah, lots. Did you take anything? What did you?
No, but I probably should have. We got the T-shirts, like the hats and stuff. We got everything signed. O's just great. Like he signs stuff every day, and you could ask him for anything, and he'll sign it no problem. So I did not. Probably should have. But we got this year, so I'll find something.
Now this isn't the Ovi watch that was the gift or anything like that.
No.
Right?
That's another piece that is from that. That's probably never gonna wear it. Just gonna keep it as memorabilia. I don't want to lose it or anything. So it's just unbelievable gesture by him.
I would think you've seen some great things in your career, but like that's your first year. Like for the year to go the way it did in Washington, your first year there, like all the magic you saw, the improvement of the team had a great year. I can't imagine there was a more perfect season for you.
Yeah, the only way is if we won the Stanley Cup. That would have been the only better way for it to go. But in all honesty, like from training camp to beginning of the year to the end and the playoffs and the chase and all that, I could write a book about how last year went. Getting to know Ovi, getting to know the guys on the team. Playing with guys like John Carlson, Tom Wilson, guys like that a lot more fun playing with than against. And then getting to know Ovi as a person, not just as a player. The chase was unbelievable. When he scored, it was probably the coolest moment of my career, cooler than my first goal in my first game. And it was all about him and his family and all that. But to be able to celebrate with him, and as a team have that, it was an unbelievable moment.
When they won the Stanley Cup, like we remember them being in the fountains and partying in Vegas and stuff like that. What was the best part of the Ovechkin goal celebration as a team?
Yeah, it was an afternoon game, so we flew back to DC, and then that's kind of where we celebrated. But like I said, for Oda to have that moment with his family, but for him to share that with all of us too. He has teammates that he's played with, like Strome and those guys he's played with for a few years, Wilson and Carlson for a long time. But new guys like the new guys that came in for just a few months, it didn't matter. He shared with everybody. That's just the kind of guy he is. So the celebrations were fun. It was a big moment for him, obviously, but for the team too. We were all rooting for him, so that was really cool.
Awesome. So if Ovechkin, I'm sure, would have celebrated the hardest that night, who maybe celebrated the second hardest and basking in the joy of it all?
Well, what's funny is Ryan Leonard just got with us at the end of the season, and he went first NHL game, and then he went first NHL goal, then he got Ovi goal record, then he got a game in Boston, I'm pretty sure. So his first 6 games, he gets all of that, and we're we hope it's not an NHL career is not like this. It's not just all game after game milestones, but him that night. He was a couple games in his career, and he's a kid, but he was just so happy to be there and so happy to see it all, and the guys were so happy for him to see it all. So he and he's living at my place, so. He was our designated driver that night, and but he had as much of a good time as anybody.
Is he still going to be living with you this year?
He's at our place right now. He's looking at apartments. When I asked him about an apartment for this year, he told me he found one for next year. So I don't know what that means, but
I'll tell you what that means. It means you've got a housemate. For the
yeah,
rest
I
of the
mean
season.
he's comfortable, that's for sure. But yeah, we love having him over.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say because at the end of the year you were like, "Well, I'm working on getting him somewhere else," but here we are in September. So what happened?
Yeah. I mean, we're still talking. You know, he's just such a good kid to have around, and he's so nice. And you know, my wife and I love having him around. Like when we first came in, my wife was like, "Where's what's he gonna do?" He has his space upstairs, like he has a little living room to himself and all that. And I was saying, he's probably just going to spend a lot of time up there. You know, we're not going to see him all day, every day. We're just going to spend all day up there watching TV, playing PlayStation, whatever. And he told me the other day, he's like, I never turn the TV on. Like, he's in the living room 24/7 with us. You know, we're playing pickleball or sewer ball in the driveway, me and him. Like, you know, I'm loving it. My wife's loving it. You know, she feels like I'm spending more time with him than with her, though. So we got some issues there, but it's all fun.
I got
Pickleball in the driveway.
Yeah, after hearing all this, he's staying with you.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's having a good time. We are too, but I think he is too.
Why did it work so well for you last year, Pierre-Luc? Why do you think it was such a great fit?
I think a lot of things. You know, I think I owe it all to the staff and to the players. You know, they just made my life so easy when I got there. The first conversations were just, you know, go to the rink, be yourself. That's it. You don't have to do more of this, do less of that. You know, you don't have to play like this. Just go out there, be Pierre-Luc Dubois. You know, the guys, that's what I felt from day one. You know, and then obviously playing with great players. Tom Wilson, Protas, McMichael. You know, I got to play with O a little bit, but all these guys, they're such good players and great people. So when they make it as simple as that, black or white like that, it just makes your life so much easier to just go out there and play hockey and have fun.
I just wonder, and you look at the characters in that dressing room, I love the antics in the tunnel before warmups that your team has. It just seems like that is an environment where however you are personality-wise, like it's all welcome there. And I just wonder what role that plays in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, and that's what's really cool. Obviously every dressing room is different, but we have a lot of personalities on our team, like a lot of different kinds of guys on, you know, in every aspect you can imagine, and it all just clicks together and everybody's welcome. And you got guys like Chucky Lindgren, who's the most interesting person I've ever played with. A guy like Sonny Milano, then you have guys like Johnny, Willie, Brendan Duhame, who's just nonstop talking and nonstop making jokes and pranks. So you put all that together and it's just a fun group to be a part of. And you guys see it in the tunnel, but it goes on before the tunnel. It goes on, you know, on the flights. It goes on at the hotel, like anything in the group chat. You know, it's just a really fun team to be a part of.
Okay, you got me, like Charlie Lindgren. I don't know him that well. What makes him the most interesting guy you've ever played with?
It's just everything he says or does. Like, you know, he's got the mustache, then he shaves it. One day he shows up with like with the sideburns. Then he's got his snakeskin boots. You know, the comments he says, things he does on the ice, like it just, none of it makes sense, but at the same time, it makes perfect sense. So he's just, if we could put a camera on him for a day, you know, that thing would get 50 million views because he's just such a good, one of my favorite teammates I've played with.
I think you've just given the Capitals a marketing idea.
I keep pushing it because I want it to happen so bad.
Well, I've never heard an answer like I have to grow a beard back for the season so it can deflect away the high sticks, like you told us. Like, that's a new one too. Maybe you guys should do a show together.
Yeah, well, maybe. Well, actually, him, Dowd, and Van Riemsdyk were saying they should start a podcast, the three of them, because they go in the training room after practice and like stretch and get treatment done. And you know, they all together, the three of them just bounce off each other. So that could be a really good podcast.
Is it NHL gossip or like world events gossip?
Anything you can imagine, like how far the sun is, like anything you can imagine.
You know,
like,
there's a statistical number that you can find that says how far the sun
but there's
is.
it's just not a lot of nonsense that would be really, really entertaining to watch.
Man. And was it strange at all when you first got to Washington, like just in practice, having two right-handed catching goalies to shoot on?
Yeah, a little bit. You know, for me, where it really hit me was my first shootout in the year was against Fleury. And I came down. I usually do the same, approach and just but I came down and I looked at him and I was like, oh man, like it's completely different because our goalies, both catch the same hand, but, and Thompson has a unique style. Lindgren, I think, is more of a classic, but Thompson has a unique style. So as I was coming down, I'm like, oh man, this is not the same thing as when I rehearsed it like 10 times last month. But you kind of get used to it, and then you show up in the game, and the tendencies, you kind of get to know the goalies in the league around. But the first shootout was definitely different.
Did you score?
No. Oh. And I blame it on them, so we're good. We're good.
This is all your fault.
Yeah, exactly.
I asked Rasmus Sandin this in Europe, and I asked Nick Suzuki this today, but I saw one of our co-hosts, David Amber, he hosted Alex Newhook's golf tournament this year. And there were a bunch of Canadians who went there, and David did a roundtable with them, and it was pretty clear that when they were talking about the playoff series, that it ended with a lot of hate. Like a lot of hate between the Capitals and the Canadians. Is that a real thing now? Like the Capitals and the Canadians do not like each other?
I mean, to be honest, I think maybe there's a lot of hate for them towards us. We just played hockey. We just played our game. They're a good team. They're a young team. I thought we played physical. We played good hockey. And there's definitely some big moments of physicality and hatred on the ice. But, a lot of it is just part of hockey. And, everybody remembers Josh Anderson and Tom Wilson on the bench. And it's a pretty crazy moment. But I think, for us, after that series, we just moved on and get ready for Carolina. And obviously this year when you play them, maybe you'll feel some of that emotion come back. But I guess we'll see until then.
What did you think when you saw that? Or did you see it? Like,
yeah, well, I was like in the middle of the scrum, or I think I had a guy, or I was caught up, and you hear the refs and everything, and then all of a sudden, like everybody stopped, and you're kind of still going, but you don't know why because everybody stops, and then you just look around, and it's Tom and Andy on the bench, two huge guys, and then nobody knows what to do. Kind of, my dad was at the game. He went to the bathroom right before that happened. He was in the bathroom. He heard people yelling. And he was trying to hurry up to sprint back out. But yeah, I mean, it was pretty crazy moment.
Because your dad's probably seen a billion things. Like, had he ever seen anything like that?
When he played in junior.
Oh, I bet,
in,
yes.
Late 80s.
Probably happened 5 times a game.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
In the late 80s, not in 2025 or in the 2020s at least.
It was awesome.
Carberry, I was curious. What is it about him that resonates with your group, and why is the fit seemingly so well? I know it would have been year 2 for him when you came aboard, but why do things seem to fit so well there between coach and team?
Yeah, I mean, Carbs is, I think he's a great coach in a lot of ways. And, some coaches are more X's and O's, some coaches are more motivators. I think Carbs, he just cares about his players as individuals, and cares about them as, people, not necessarily just hockey players. Obviously, we've done video, we talk hockey, we talk X's and O's, and I ask questions, he asks questions, but I think at the base of it is just, you feel like he cares about you as a person. And, when that happens, I think it makes life a lot easier for everybody. But yeah, he cares about the group. He shows up to the rink with a smile on his face. Our whole coaching staff, great guys, great to work with. So I think when you have a coach like that, that before you even get on the ice, before you even step on for practice or anything, that he wants your improvement, he wants what's best for you, then like I said, it just makes it a lot more enjoyable.
Last question, prediction. Does Ovi get to 1,000?
I mean, might as well. He's he's scoring 45 a year, so it shouldn't take too long to get to that. But I mean, he's got four till 900.
Yep.
Yeah, and then why stop when you're scoring 45 a year? So, yeah, we'll see.
All right, last one for me. So how thick does the beard have to get before you're optimal cushion?
It's not that thick. When I was in Winnipeg, the COVID year, I tried to grow it out as much as I could, and then it got super itchy, and it would freeze by the time I got from the rink to my car. So I had to cut it a little bit. Never got as thick as yours.
Yeah, but
my
wife told me I'm not allowed to do that anymore.
Yeah, I might be on that same thing. So we'll see. Maybe maybe just 2 months, and then start trimming it from there.